Get lifted. That's what this show is about, lifting you up every single morning, but also teaching you and creating awareness around issues that affect us and affect people around us, and also lending a helping hand where it really matters. Njambi Koikai is here to share her story with us and tell us what the 25th means to her. Everybody put your hands together for the Queen. She is here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, anytime, better living.
I know. And I love that you came with friends this time.
Yeah.
They're going to be performing later?
Yeah, the last one was a bit boring when I came alone. So, yeah, I thought, let me, you know, spice it up for you, Kidogo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have known about your story, I guess, because we work together.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it's important that those who haven't heard it hear it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Njambi, I believe you were born for greatness. I always have.
Yeah.
I always have. Tell me your story, Han, from the very beginning.
Basically, it's quite a long story.
Go for it. The whole show is actually yours.
Oh, really?
We dedicated this show to you.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we have.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
What can I say? Born and raised in Ungwaro, 46. That's my shags. Was born and raised by a single mother, single grandmother. The two of them, you know, raised us together. And I guess we didn't have much, but we had happiness. Yeah. That's one of the things my parents have always instilled in us. My grandmother and my mother always told us, it doesn't, material stuff doesn't matter. Happiness is what matters, you know? And the other thing my parents really invested in for us was education. Like, they made sure we got the best education. And that to me is a gift, because I wouldn't be able to do all the things I've done without education. I mean, I wouldn't be able to express myself. I wouldn't be able to be vocal and, you know, as firm and confident about what I do and about the things I'm going through if it wasn't for the ignorance that was read of by education. And education also has proven to change my worldview on a lot of things. You know, I've experienced different cultures, experienced different people, experienced different industries. So it's a whole mix, which is a good thing. And I credit that to my mother and my grandmother. My grandmother, who never went to school. Right. My mother, who never had, you know, like the best education, but they decided that's all they can give my sister and I. So that was it. I had a good childhood. I would never complain, just like any other normal child in the hood. Yeah.
Did you know what you wanted to do from a very early age?
Yeah, I wanted to do music, but of course, you know, my parents were just like, apana, music, no. You know, then the worst part about it is, we used to live next to Daudi Kabaka. He was our neighbor. How many of you guys know Daudi Kabaka?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he was our neighbor. So every time he comes from a gig, he's working with his guitar in kwa ploti, anaita watoi wote, anatuambia ule mtu ataimba wimbo yangu yote. Nampatia 10 bob.
Nice.
10 bob was a lot of money.
My friend.
Like 1989, 1990.
It's like 20 patkos.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's like buying the whole mandazi kibanda. Right? I was bawling out of control. What you talking about? Yeah. Then, so he used to come and give us 10 bobs. You know, we sing his songs. And my parents used to see that, and they're like, you know, Njambi, this is what you want to do. You want to do music, seriously. Can you see how these people are struggling with music and stuff like that? And then, you know, where we used to live next to a bar, Bora Bora, that, you know, was home to very many great bands like Everest Kings, Maroon Commandos. Wow. So I was exposed to a lot of rumba and a lot of reggae at a very young age, because sound systems used to come and play there. Okay. So my mom saw everything. Like, she saw how music was just a hustle. Yeah. And she was like, this is what my daughter is getting into? No. So I said, so I actually took piano classes when I was young. Okay. Then I just dropped out because me and my piano teacher didn't get along. And then I didn't even know, after that I just didn't know what to do. I was just like, okay, maybe I could dream of being a dentist. Then sciences were not my forte. Then I thought of being a chef. Then I was like, I can't cook. I know someone somewhere is over there wondering.
Chef?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Njambi cook.
Right.
Okay, fine. I can boil eggs and stuff and tea. Yeah.
But you were inclined to the arts. Like, generally, you just wanted to do something creative.
I was. And, you know, I started acting. I was dancing. I was doing music from a very young age. Yeah. So even when my parents were just fighting it off, Yani, I was just going back there.
Yeah.
So, and they fought it for many years. So finished primary, went to high school, went to a couple of high schools because I was going through teenagehood, and it really, really messed me up. And I really feel for single mothers. I really do. Having a teenager who's so lost, dealing with so many issues, trying to, you know, place their identity, it's hard. Because
Did you find yourself?
I was very lost as a teenager because I went to very uptown schools, and I came from the ghetto. Like me ni demo mtaa, but nasoma na mapunk.
Yeah.
I was singled out like a sore thumb.
Right, of course.
It was so, and you know the worst part about it is that that's how our society is created, or how our society is that people never look to see who you are, but what you have. What you have determines the kind of person you are. So that was really hard for me when I was in high school, trying to find myself, you know. I was a very multifaceted kid, exposed to all these worldviews, and then here I am, straight from Ungwaru, in a very uptown school, all of them, and these kids don't understand my language.
Right.
They don't understand my hustle.
way of life, nothing.
And then, you know, we'd go to school, then, like, you know, during holidays, there'd be all these international trips. I remember there was a game called Ringo. I was like, what is this game? What do these kids play, mazi? Sisi watu tunafungaga makaratasi tunacheza ball.
Yeah.
So ati kuna ka game kingine kalikuwa inaitwa Ringo. There were some rings, and then there's like a netball, ile net, inakuwaga ya volleyball. So you throw over the ring, it goes on the other side, and then the other person catches it, and then they throw it back. So, yeah, that's a game. That's a very serious game.
Yes, it is.
It was called Ringo. Yeah. So these kids had like an association of Ringo players and stuff like that. And I remember going home and telling my mom, even me, I want to start playing Ringo. Mom is like, Ringo, what is that? So I explained to her, and she's like, I took you to school to go study, you know?
What is this Ringo?
What is this Ringo business?
Yeah.
So there was a trip to go to Poland. And almost everyone in my class went for that trip. And I was so devastated, Kobe, when kids came back from Poland, and, you know, everyone was sharing what, you know, they had and where they went. But then one interesting story was that apparently where they were staying in the hostels, they were staying in like a Catholic mission or something. Some thugs broke in and stole their stuff. I was so excited. I was like, "Munenda maju." I was like, "Munenda maju, munenda kuibiwa." So I used to make
Just
fun of them.
finding some relief.
Yeah,
Right.
So anytime they'd make fun of me, I'd be like, "Hey, nyinyi mlienda maju mkenda kuibiwa. Afadhali mimi nilibaki home. Vitu zangu hazikuibiwa, you know."
But I'm sure there was instances where you, in those sort of moments, you were finding out who you are as you were growing up.
Yeah.
Did you eventually find the Njambi you are today?
I totally did find myself, because I don't complain about it. It was, and I think it's the best thing that happened to me, because if I didn't go to those schools or interacted with that other group of people, I would never know how other people think or how they view life. So for me, even when I see a kid who wants to play Ringo, I'll understand, because that's what they're exposed to. If I see a kid mwenye anataka kucheza ball na makaratasi, I understand, because that's what they're exposed to, right?
Yeah.
So it's an eclectic mix that really helped to shape me. And in that way, I respect people. I respect backgrounds. I respect culture. I respect humanity, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I found myself when I was in Form 5. When I was in Form 5, I was doing...
Which meant you went to an A-level school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in St. Christopher's. So I did A-level. And it was the hardest thing. And I was like, you know what, I'm done by the way. Form 5, first time I quit. As I told my mom, I can't go on. I'm sorry, I can't go on. I was doing such tough subjects, you know?
Yeah.
And my mind wasn't even there. Like, I was done.
Yeah.
I was so done.
Where was your mind?
My mind was just in music. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
I just wanted to do music and art and stuff. And at the same time, I was also battling very heavy, painful periods as a teen.
Right.
And everyone was shaming me for that. So it was really tough. Then I quit Form 5. Then I applied to DAYSTAR for communications and community development. I don't even know why I even chose that. But my mom saw it in me. She always saw like I would always be a communicator, broadcaster.
Right.
Yeah, so she sent me to DAYSTAR. So I went to DAYSTAR 4 years. And I felt like that was the biggest punishment of my life because I was a day scholar.
Yeah.
So every day I'd move from Nairobi to Athi River.
Yeah.
On that Eldoret Express. I was just like, damn. So anyway, so I went, did my 4 years in Daystar.
How was that experience for you?
It was good.
Yeah,
you know,
learned a lot, of course. Yeah,
learned a lot as well. Met
Yeah.
different people, very different people. Like, you know, we had community. Like it was so eclectic. Like, you know, we had people from
It was a mixing
Mandera.
bowl, yeah.
Yeah. Then you had like people from marginalized communities who had their own association.
Yeah.
And you listen to their challenges. You listen to what they've gone through. You listen to how they view life, and we take so much for granted, you know.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting. But my problem with Daystar though was, first of all, the distance, the dust, the heat. Yeah, but it was cool. I made very good friends there.
Yeah. Did you gain a perspective about what you really wanted to do now, as college was winding up, or were you still that teenager who still wanted to do music?
I was such a rebel, man.
Yeah.
Me, I just wanted to just do music. My head was just, I didn't even, the day I graduated, the day I was finally given that certificate from Daystar,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, oh my God, yani this is me, nimemaliza hii shule.
Yeah.
It had been so rough because I missed a lot of classes. I missed so many classes because my periods then were really bad.
Now,
so
of course, it had gotten worse after high school.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So in campus, it was really bad, and I just couldn't understand what was going on. I'd been to Gainas, they gave me the peel, so I was missing a lot of classes and getting a lot of Fs. So
You weren't expecting to graduate.
no.
Right, but you did.
Yeah, but I did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's the kind of woman that you are, Njambi,
Yeah.
for real. All right.
Yeah.
So when we come back with Njambi, we'll talk about this next chapter of her life and working at NTV, which is where I met you.
Yeah.
Which is where I met you, and working in broadcast. And now she's on the next chapter. We'll talk about that later on the show. We'll be right back after this. Yes, we are back. Thanking, of course, Minute Maid, who've sponsored this show. Pick up their Poppy Juice. It's so good. Yes. You worked in TV.
Yes.
And I met you at NTV.
Yeah.
And you were doing many things.
Yes.
Tell me about that, getting that sort of foot in the door and getting your voice to be heard across the country, and then being on television.
Wow. I think my story is more of the classic story of going to school, looking for a job, working your way up, never having to know anybody, but letting your work speak for itself.
Absolutely.
After I graduated from this, I went to USIU. I did a third degree in international relations and French.
Okay.
So that took me 8 good years, a degree that would have taken me 4 years, because there was a lot of work. I was doing radio, TV, events, my gigs. I was running a company, and I had school, and I was sick at the same time.
Yeah.
So my story started when I graduated from Daystar. I was an intern at KBC. My dream was actually to work for KBC, because when I was growing up, we didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
But when we got a TV, I remember watching news, and because KBC was the only station anyways, I remember watching news, and you know, I was exposed to Anne Wafula, the late Anne Wafula, at a very young age, and I really loved how she read news. I loved Hamisi Temo, if you remember how the Kiswahili news. And I was very good in Kiswahili, by the way. It's just that now I decided, you know, to focus more in English. But I really wanted to work for KBC. I got in there as an intern, and I worked as an intern for 6 months.
Okay.
Then until my internship was renewed. And I started out on TV. Then they told me my story was not good enough. So in my disappointment, I decided to take a walk around KBC.
Yeah.
And I stumbled on Metro FM, a station I really loved, because I grew up listening to reggae, and I always wanted to work at Metro FM. So I walked into the studio, and I found Bill Odidi, that was the head of Metro FM then. And I asked him, you know, is there anything I can do? He said, there's a lot of work here, come.
Yeah.
So I went, and I started doing production. And then after production, a month after production, I was put on a sports show.
Right.
So I used to talk about football.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about football?
I used to know a lot about football until Arsene Wenger decided that he's not leaving. So I was just like, you know what? so I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll get back to football after Arsene Wenger leaves.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we can't have Mugabe and have Arsene Wenger.
No. It's just too much.
We have to pick a struggle as Arsenal fans, right? Yeah. So I picked my
That's
struggle.
hilarious.
I picked my struggle.
Yeah.
And I was like, football, it's been real.
Still loving reggae. Had you started your band at that time?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just, that time I wasn't even sure if I was going to sing for life or not. I was just singing in the bathroom at the time. So I finished the football gig and then I was moved to Breakfast now with Bilodi. That was a tough show. Yo, you see those breakfast shows in the morning on radio?
They're hard.
Those are like the hardest shows ever.
Yeah.
Like if you know you have nothing to talk about, by the way, and you're on a radio show, just don't take the breakfast show. You might as well just do the love show, right? Because that show is intense.
Morning is hard. I
It
think
was
generally,
so
because
hard.
I think the expectations in morning are much higher.
Yeah.
Because people have just woken up, they're expecting news,
Yeah.
they expect you to lift them up and make them feel good and get them ready for
And you have
it's
to
a
energy.
lot.
It's crazy. And that time you're waking up, you know, you have no energy to go to work, but
it's
you have
5 a.m. It's dark
Yeah.
still when you get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that was like the show that really, really taught me so much stuff. So after Metro FM, I did all the shows on that station. I could literally just run that station by myself.
Yeah.
But what I really thank God for was that whole station gave me so much experience, so much invaluable experience that I could basically just go anywhere and work,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Then I got on news. Then I started doing news. Senior, I was anchoring news on Sunday night. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like one of these news bulletins, you know, this fancy Sunday bulletins.
Did you enjoy it?
I liked it, but you know, they had to make me wear a weave.
I know.
I had to wear like a dress and stuff.
This is not acceptable. No,
I know,
no?
of course not.
Girl,
Of course
tell me
not.
about it.
What? So it was nice,
Yeah.
very nice. I interviewed a few people, you know, made a difference in a few people's lives through TV on that show, so which was a good thing. I gained a lot of experience as well, and then I left. I came to Nation, where we met.
Yeah, absolutely.
So at Nation I was at Q.
Yeah, you were at Q,
Yeah.
and at that time your band formation had already started.
Yeah.
You'd surrounded yourself with the people that you really wanted to
Yeah.
sort of take you to next, people who saw your vision
Yeah.
and understood what Njambi was about.
Yeah.
This whole time that you're going through this, Njambi, are you in constant pain every single month?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Period pain is something that I've lived with, that I've lived working around. The days when I remember, even when I was in campus, the days I'd be having exams and I'd have to check the schedule. I'd be like, okay, fine. So if the exam is on the 19th, my period then comes on the 20th. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do the exam. So I'd have to talk to the lecturer, which of course was hard. So a lecturer
Yeah.
is like, how are you missing my exam because of a period?
Right.
The girls in this class who have periods, how special are you, young girl? You know?
Yeah.
Try another lie.
And they are thinking, this girl's just, you know.
Yeah, she's just a rebel. She's crazy.
Yeah. When did you actually find out, Njambi, that you had this condition, endometriosis?
2015, October 2015.
Just 2 years ago.
Just 2 years ago. And I'd been in so much pain. Like, and what triggered this was my grandmother felt sick at that time.
I remember.
Then I was actually on Larry's show, fundraising, and talking about how I'm having this weird chest pains and stuff. And, you know, the lungs are collapsing. I'm being taken to hospital for surgery and stuff. And so this girl, Cindy Nankasha, God bless Cindy, and God is amazing.
Yeah, he is.
She hit me up on Facebook and she's like, you know, I don't mean to be invasive, but there's this condition. Do your lung collapses happen during the time of the month? And I was like, surprisingly, yes. So she said, you know, go and see Dr. Patel at Aga Khan. He's going to sort you out. So I went to Dr. Patel. Aga Khan did the test and he was like, yes, you have something we call thoracic endometriosis.
Right.
So basically what endometriosis is, there's a lining of the uterus in the woman's body that enables menstruation, right?
Yes.
And so with endometriosis, there's a lining that does not come out. So this lining bleeds inside. So you have retrograde menstruation, what is called retrograde menstruation.
Yeah.
So if this lining is not checked, it could move to other organs of your body. So it moved to my lungs.
In your case.
And yes, in my case, it moved to my lungs. And so every month, these cells bleed into my lungs while I'm menstruating and therefore cause the lung collapse and I have to go in for surgery. I've done 10 this year, 10 surgeries.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have heard about her, and I asked the audience, and they all know about this condition. They said it's because of you they know about it. But I think to get a visual sense of it is very important as well. So very quickly, take a look at what thoracic endometriosis actually does to your body. We endeavor to teach, but the funny thing is I can say, yeah, you and I have talked about this, I think, for 2 years now. And still, what you find is we know, we have the information, we're learning every day. When we see you on different shows, Njambi, you're creating awareness around this country. People didn't even know about this. And so you put a really huge voice behind it. But still, there's so much to go. There's such a long way to go with this. Why?
First of all, the stigma. Then our societies. We as Africans don't talk about these things. A woman's reproductive health is only a woman's reproductive health. It's hers alone. She should deal with it. But, you know, these are women's bodies. The pain we bear is something that people should be able to freely talk about. Because I don't think men should ostracize, or you know, women should be ostracized for something that's a biological function. And I do believe the women leaders of this country need to step up, you know, because I shudder to think about the women in the villages, the women in the ghettos, the women who cannot afford gynecological services. It's expensive, Kobe, because with every visit, if you're paying 6,000 shillings with no insurance, and then you go and you're told that you need a surgery that's costing about 150 to 200,000 shillings, how are women going to survive?
Exactly.
What? Where do they get help from? You know? I count myself lucky I'm here, and I don't take this as a victim. I take this as a victor, because I believe I am here to create the awareness.
And the voice.
And the voice for the women. There are millions of women suffering in silence. And I do not think it's fair for the women leadership of this country to continue remaining silent on issues that affect women. We don't see them.
And you know, this is also, and it needs to be considered also as part of this whole maternal health thing that we've gotten on this wagon. You know, maternal health is impossible if women are suffering like this.
That's the thing.
You know, and I think it's sort of been separated and also then put to the side as once the research happens, and there's a lot of that. You've had 10 surgeries up to this point. Tell me a little bit about, so your lungs collapse, then obviously you have to be rushed to hospital. I've even seen some of your videos. Why do you need surgery, and what does that surgery entail in terms of at least keeping you better for the time being?
Well, what happens is when the lungs collapse, the lungs are filled with air, water, and blood. So they need to insert a tube to draw out, to suck out the water and the air and the blood, so that I can be able to breathe. Because when the lungs collapse, I'm not able to breathe.
Kind of sort of suffering alone, and a lot of people just not realizing how terrible it is. And you know what I feel about you, Njambi, is it's every month. You know, it's not random. It's not, will it happen in December, won't it? It's guaranteed that next month, we're sitting here, next month you'll go through the same thing. And that's why you're here today, so that we can see how we can help you, create more awareness, so that we can help other women in the country and the region, and just find a cure, if anything. And it can also come from here.
I mean, Kobe, let me tell you something.
Yes, honey.
And you guys will agree to it, right? If the men suffered this kind of pain, you know, men can't handle pain. True?
Look at them, yes.
You guys can't handle pain. But I believe if men had just an ounce of what we go through, would have had a cure in 1900, you know?
For real.
Yeah.
They would have gone to the moon if that's where the cure is.
If men can't even handle heartbreak,
my friend,
and the way they break hearts, you know? They can't handle heartbreak.
I know. Right?
Cramps.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Like, you can imagine if a man has a headache, the way he'll sing about it the whole day. And it's just a simple headache. If we imagine cramps, and us guys are suffering for 7 days.
In actual fact, that's a perfect segue. They did an experiment, the scientists trying to figure out why women complain so much about cramps, something that they say we shouldn't. So they try to figure out exactly what it would feel like if the pain was simulated to men. Have you seen this video? It is so hilarious. These men are acting like they're giving birth. Y'all don't know nothing. All right? We take a quick break. When we come back, we speak to Njambi about the 25th, the big day, and what she needs, and what this trip, and of course it's a medical trip, what it will entail. and of course her return home. We'll be right back after this. Give this lovely woman a hand. They're so funny. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We are speaking to Njambi Koikai.
Yeah, that name is hard.
Yeah, I know Koikai. I know
yes.
how to say it.
Yeah.
And it's thoracic endometriosis.
Yeah.
You know, can I say something to you? I think before 2015, I couldn't pronounce it that, you know, fluidly.
Oh, Njambi Koikai.
No, thoracic
endometriosis. Oh, yeah.
Both, actually, I would say. Yeah,
you know, people call me all kinds of things.
But it's good now. People can now say your name completely.
Yes.
And they can say thoracic endometriosis.
Well, I'd love for them to say Njambi Koikai and then forget about the thoracic
yes,
endometriosis.
Exactly.
Soon enough.
Exactly. Soon enough. Soon enough.
Yeah.
So, of course, you find the specialist is in the US.
Yes.
He does not do pro bono work.
No.
No, he does not.
Even in Kenya.
Yes, exactly.
You know, when you go to a hospital, they tell you pay up first.
Right. So when you start to look at the cost of what this will take, this is going to change your life, Njambi.
Yes.
But looking at the journey of getting to that point, how much is it?
The cost of treatment is 10 million shillings.
Okay.
We've raised 5.4.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is great. Power of media and social media and friends and
people,
family
and Kenyans,
people and Kenyans have come together for you. You are obviously looking to travel very soon.
Yeah.
And if that money was raised tomorrow, you would
go.
leave?
I would go so fast. Wow. I would go so fast. I need this sorted out, because it's you know, it's not nice when, you know, you're leaving on a daily basis thinking about how am I going to be the next day. Today you're fine, the next day you're fatigued, the next day you're so low. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a really bubbly, energetic person. I do a lot of stuff. I can't do none of that now. And, you know, just being dependent on people, especially my mother. My mother needs a break. You know, like my mother needs a holiday. My mom, she's called Wambui.
Wambui.
Yes.
And she'd have been taking care of you.
Yeah.
Giving you love.
Yeah.
We have to take her on a holiday.
I know.
Shall we make some arrangements for that?
Yes.
We shall.
My mom.
We shall work on it.
She doesn't do anything. She just looks after me. And like, Mom, you gave birth to me, you raised me, you've raised me with so many challenges, and then this happens. Yeah. I feel bad. Yeah, it makes me feel sad.
But I'll tell you what, she wouldn't have it any other way, you know.
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wouldn't have it any other way. You are her everything.
Yes.
Trust me. Even when you get better, she will still be on top of you.
Yes.
Kabisa. And that's what mothers do. That's what mothers do.
Yeah.
When you talk about this treatment, what will it entail apart from the surgery which you've just taken us through?
Of course, it's going to be entail, you know, pre-operation treatment, post-operation treatment, and the therapies. Because I also need to undergo therapy. Because
it's major, absolutely.
It's major, and just treatment, and then after that I'll get back.
Okay. And after the surgery, are you supposed to get the clean and clear? Did your friend get the clean and clear completely?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, she stayed there for like a month, 2 months. Yeah. You know, undergoing therapy, and then she was all right.
Njambi, why isn't there a specialist doing that here? Because
first of all, endometriosis is a very complex disease, and then this is the other thing. Endometriosis was not considered an African disease because the generation of our mothers and grandmothers used to give birth a lot, right?
Yeah.
So you have mothers who give birth to 9 children. So from the onset of her fertility to her, to her menopause.
Menopause, right.
She's giving birth every year. So based on that, they said that endometriosis is a Caucasian disease.
Right.
Yeah.
And then modern age kicked in, and, you know, people are not having children as much.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. So this became a forefront issue.
Yeah, but I also think that is a bit misconstrued because...
Is it?
Yeah, because even when my grandmother was alive, you know, she used to tell us that she also had those pains.
Yeah.
She used to have friends who used to have those pains even after childbirth. So it's something that I feel has been ignored. Especially to African women.
Absolutely. And, you know, here's the thing. I went to the doctor the other day and he asked me, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain? Yeah. And I said 4. And he literally chuckled. He said, why are you here? I said, because you're a doctor. I'm here to see you. You know what I mean? And regardless, I think it's important to go see a doctor when you're a little bit concerned. Yeah. But I think why I'm saying this is people need to understand that the pain threshold on this is not regular cramps. No. It's not the way your sister, your chick, your friend complains at manzeni kona cramps. No. No. It is not. And I think that we need to create awareness around that.
People need
what
to know.
Njambi goes through is not what I go through. Or, you know, there are women, even back in the day, like your grandmother, who were probably going through this pain, but because it's, tiga, or leave it, or this, you know?
Yeah.
And so it has been, like, really dumbed down, but the pain is, you're being admitted to hospital.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I remember being in assembly and passing out, fainting.
Yeah.
When I was in campus, there was a girl who had endometriosis in her brain.
Oh my God.
Yes, so every month she's on her period, she goes mental. That was a very rare case. I've been looking for that girl. I hope, I don't know where she is. I just hope she's fine.
That is extreme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so period pain is something serious. If you hear your girl, your sister, your mother, your auntie complaining, just take them to a gynecologist. It's not something to be ignored.
Absolutely.
It's not. You wouldn't want them to be in this position, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, until it gets to this level. So we continue raising the awareness.
For me, looking at, of course, the kind of awareness that you've raised around this, is it scary for you to finally come out now and say, hey, Kenya, thank you for listening to me for 2 years. Now I need 10 million. Was it a scary thing to do for you, or were you just always ready? Listen, I need this. I know you guys are going to come through. Kenyans always come through for Kenyans. Yeah. What was that for you?
I wasn't scared because I've been documenting my journey.
Yes, you have.
Every time I go to hospital, I tell people on social media what I'm going through and everything else that you know I've undergone. So and people have been encouraging me and telling me, you know you'll get out of this. You know, we're with you. So even when I was told that cost of treatment is 10 million shillings, I was like, you know what, I'll just come out and ask for help. At the end of the day, I am one very courageous person. If I have a problem, I'm not going to keep quiet about it. Yeah. I will say, you don't know who's going to help you. I'm not going to die with a problem. Right. It's not even right. Because now you can imagine the stress I'd have been going through if I was silent about it. Right. And then how many other women...
And knowing that you can actually get treatment.
Yeah. Yeah. And besides, you know, at the end of the day, if I kept quiet, how many other women would still be suffering in silence? Right. Kobe, I can show you, if I show you my inboxes, so many women who I've even given and shared contacts with my gyna, they've gone to my gyna and they've gotten help. You know, so many women are coming out and telling me this and this and this has been an issue. You know, I'm very happy that you're speaking up for us. I'm very happy that, you know, we now can get help. And besides, silence is not a good thing. We all die because of not sharing. And I believe that as a people, we need to be less judgmental and we need to be more kind and we need to be more helpful towards others.
Njambi came with friends, Yama. They're here, they're in the studio, ready to perform. All right?
Yeah, okay. If you want to listen to Pato, I'll just leave it to them to speak.
Yes, exactly. They're so awesome, okay?
Yeah. So we have Jealous and Atiba.
Jealous and Atiba.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Important part, and of course the most crucial part which you need to engage with is a pay bill number. She's looking to raise 4.6 million Kenya shillings so she can go for treatment. What is that pay bill number, audience members?
490681.
I love you guys. That's so awesome. I know, right?
Yeah.
481. I mean, sorry.
490.
Look at me. 490681. All right. Yeah. And of course, any amount.
Any amount. 5 bob, 10 bob. Yeah. We'll go along, you know.
It will go a long way. It will go a long way. And we hope that you get there safe and you are comfortable and you stay there and you meet every person, that your steps are ordered, and your surgery is successful, and you come back home to continue the work that you've been doing, Njambi. We want to appreciate you today.
Thank you.
And we can't wait for your full recovery.
Tk you, Ma.
You're welcome, honey.
I really appreciate it.
You came with some friends.
Yes.
Yeah, they're looking so nice up here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing? I thought I could do a good Jamaican accent. I can't. I can't. All right. What is your name, sir, with the guitar?
My name is Jano Ellis, but everybody calls me Jellies.
Jealous. It's a pleasure. And you?
Yeah, well, I'm Atiba.
Atiba?
Otherwise known as Sheldon Bernard.
Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you. Njambi, how did you find friends from Jamaica?
Well, I have friends all over the world.
Nice.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe you should ask them how they found me.
How did you guys, how did you meet Atiba and Jealous? How did you meet Njambi?
It was a musical connection.
Yeah.
We were on tour with Janine from Jamaica, and we came here for Janine's album launch. What, 2 years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
2 years now? Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. And that's where I met Njambi, and she was like so cool, you know?
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like my little big sister.
Right, right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you guys are here to support her today.
Yes.
Yeah? Atiba, what does this mean to you, this concert on the 25th at Nyama Mama where you will be performing? Tell me what it means to you.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to her getting her treatment.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to collaborating with the Kenyan musicians on this, you know.
Yeah,
and that has always been great. We learn from them, they learn from us.
Amazing.
And it's going to be a musical experience, as well as we support Njambi all the way.
Njambi, you're creating awareness across international waters, girl.
Yeah, it's important, girl.
Yes, very much so, very much so. All right, so we can't wait to see you guys on the 25th, right? Okay, so it is happening at Nyama Mama. Media, women, we're calling all
girls
of you.
Together.
All the girls together. Anki Guta, Lilian Muli, Janet,
Yes.
everybody, okay?
Come
Victoria
through. Lilian
Rubadiri,
confirmed.
Smriti, everybody.
Yeah, Lilian confirmed she's going to be there. Mundia Mashaya confirmed. You confirmed?
Yes, I'm gonna
So
be there.
Smriti, we need to talk
Vicky,
to Victoria.
we'll
Yeah.
talk to every Gladys
All of them.
Kashanja.
Everybody.
Yeah, I've been talking to them, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll come through. Because
Awesome.
we all love you at Nation Media.
Thank you.
And we want to wish the best.
This is home.
Yes, it is.
This is
Absolutely.
home,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. So what's the name of the song? I heard Pata Pata.
Yes, yes.
Pata, what does that mean?
I'm not even sure. It's a type of it's a type of dance, you know,
Yeah.
that they did in South Africa in the 60s. It's a Miriam Makeba song, and that's what she says about it. She says it's some kind of dance thing.
I love that it has a
South
female
Africa.
roots. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. All right. Give it up for these guys, everybody. And of course, remember to log on to our social media platforms to find out more information, not just about the 25th, but about endometriosis, how you can help, how you can volunteer, how you can partner, how you can sponsor. But the priority right now is 4.6 million for Njambi to get treatment and to come back safe and sound. The pay bill number, everybody, one more time. Let me hear it.
490681.
You guys, A plus everyone.
Yeah.
From your lecturer. All right, go for it, gentlemen. Pata pata. For now, we say goodbye. Go for it, guys. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Remember, it's happening on the 25th, but if you can't make it, to Nyama Mama.
Garden Square.
Garden Square here in Nairobi. Remember, you can contribute in your own little way. All you have to do is log on to our social media platforms, Better Living KE. We'll give you all that information. But Njambi is also on social media, so follow her. And she's so interesting and funny.
Yeah, do you think so?
You're hilarious.
Really?
She is really funny, right? Yeah, you are hilarious. Thank you, honey.
I try.
Yes, you do. All right, bye, everybody. Have a
Bye.
good one. See you.